Hello YouTube. I just bought a Ruger GP100 357 4-inch barrel 7-round cylinder, 7-shot. And I've noticed that there's a problem with the rounds. I'm using blazer brass 38 special full metal jacket. When I load them into this cylinder, when I get to the last round, the rims will bind. The rims actually touch. So when you load the 7 rounds in here, the last round, all these rims are touching, and that last round tries to push the other rounds, tries to make room in there for this one last round. And the problem is that it binds. I'm going to bring this in closer. I'm going to bring the camera in closer now to show you what's happening here. Okay, here we are for a closer view of the Ruger GP100. I'm not sure if you can see this very well, but this round, this top round here, is not pushed in all the way. It won't go in. It's sticking out. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit without it going out of focus. It won't go in all the way. And that's because it's binding. Now I can, and when it will not close. It binds against the, it bangs into the frame down here. So you can't close the cylinder with that round sticking out. Now, I can force it closed. If I force it closed, it will go in there and the gun will function. If I don't force it closed, if I force the cylinder in there with that round sticking out, it will inhibit the spinning of the cylinder, and it'll rub against the frame, inhibit the spinning of the cylinder, and the pistol, the hammer won't cock, the trigger won't go. I mean, it binds it up pretty big time. So if you push it in, it will then work. And I can't even push it in. It won't even. There it goes. Okay. Now the problem is you cannot get it to eject. So whether it's fired or not, you cannot get those rounds to eject because you have all these rims are touching each other and they're all jammed together. So it is completely bound up now. Some rounds, I've gone through a number of rounds. About half of them are smaller than the other half. So, oops, sorry. So some of them will work, and so I can go in there and measure with the caliper the smaller rounds, and they will all fit in there. When I go in there, and some of them are larger rounds, they will bind up like this. I have not tried a batch of nothing but the larger rounds. When I say larger, I mean the rim diameter being a little bit larger. Spec-wise, it seems to me like measuring with my caliper, it seems like the rounds are in spec. The spec would be for the rim diameter is 440 mils. I'm measuring these at about 435, which means that they should be, even these larger ones measure within spec. So, but the chambers on the cylinder are very close, and those rims all do touch. If I use blazer brass 357s, no problem. I haven't had any problem with those. They drop right in. The rim diameter is smaller. They work fine. Just the 38 specials. I don't know if it's a gun problem or an ammo problem. I mean, obviously the ammo is different size, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's out of spec. So it still is indeterminate indeterminate yet whether it's a pistol problem or an ammo problem. I have emails into both Ruger and Blazer to find out if they can comment on it, but I haven't heard back yet. So I just wanted to get this out on the internet so that people could see this problem, maybe get some comments back as to if somebody else experiences it. The gun has been fired, it's dirty, but this problem happened on the very first time I fired the gun, okay? I didn't recognize it at first what it was, but it was binding. And now this time I shot 14 rounds of .357, put in the .38s, and it bound up. And it's the, you know, even if the gun is dirty, the rims, the gun being dirty isn't going to make these rims touch. The rims are going to touch because either the rounds are too big, the rim size is too big, or the cylinder chambers are too close. That's the only two possible options. Anyway, there you have it. Leave your comments below. This is my first video, so please excuse how bad it probably is. So, bye.